Mina-san. Welcome back to our playthrough of The Greatest Attorney Adventures. We are continuing the Adventure of the Great Departure Trial Part 2, and hopefully this works. As you guys saw during the stream yesterday, we had some issues that I'm starting to think might be my capture card and not the stream. But let us see if this works. Alright, so far, so good. We're not having any kind of latency. 22nd November, 11:38 a.m. Supreme Court of the Judiciary of the Judiciary. Defendants, Antechamber 5. Excellent work, Ryunosuke. That was superb. My heart was in my mouth the entire time. I can't blame you, my dear man. This was very bad. Like, it's very bad. It was almost unbelievable. I mean, looking at you in there. You were drenched in sweat, your eyes popping, your knees knocking, and you were grinding your teeth. It was a grim sight, but before I knew it, you started finding inconsistencies in the testimony. I think you might have a natural talent for being a lawyer. Well, thank you, my dear boy. Forget it, it's terrifying. If I get through this, I don't ever want to see the inside of a courtroom again. Anyway, it looks like we've exposed your phantom lady at last. Yep, we have. Miss Jezebel Brett. A student from Great Britain, is she? That's what I was trying to tell everyone from the start. You knew. We knew from the start there was somebody else there. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone. There was a young woman with him, like I've been saying all along. We know now, Ryunosuke. Yes, you have, haven't you? I might not be overly confident in the courtroom, but my powers of observation are one thing I'm sure of. Oh, really, my dear boy? Really? Sorry if you guys hear a little noise. I'm trying to get the pop filter to stay where it's supposed to be. But it keeps wanting to, like, fall. Okay. Yes, I can see that. So, about this young gentlewoman. Thanks to our detective friend, she was hastily escorted away from the scene, it seems. Did you see what happened with that? No, I didn't see any of it. I was just on my way out of the restaurant myself, then on the floor next to Dr. Wilson's table. I noticed there was a gun lying on the floor, and just after I bent down to pick it up... Oh, we're getting latency again. I didn't have time to think about where the sound of the gunshot had come from. The waiter ran over to me looking as white as a sheet. And he bundled me in some sort of small pantry next to the kitchen. As thinking by the detective, he apprehended his suspect without a moment's delay. Yes, and because I was shut in the pantry, I have no idea what happened outside in the dining area. Ah, there you are. Well done, both of you. Professor Makotaba. Well, it seems I was right. The pair of you make an outstanding team. You've exceeded my expectations, I have to say. Yes, it seems you planned this from the start. You arranged things so that I wouldn't be able to act as the lawyer in this trial. I mean, that's a little bit of a stretch, my dear boy, but hey, beggars can't be choosers. You're still here helping me. Our modern country is still in its infancy. Our justice system even more so. Which is why I firmly believe that we need to send our brightest young stars overseas to learn all they can. I wanted to avoid a situation that may have resulted in your study tour to Great Britain being cancelled. Well, it makes no difference. Lawyer or otherwise, I'm the kind of man who can't help his best friend avert the worst crisis of life. If I'm the kind of man who can't help his best friend avert the worst crisis of his life, I shouldn't waste everybody's time by going to study overseas anyway. What are you saying, Kazuma? So that's your stance. I was afraid you'd feel that way. Kazuma! Well then, it looks like it all comes down to you, young man. To me? Yes, you need to prove your innocence and uncover what really took place in that restaurant. I must say, I very much want to know the truth. After all, I have a personal connection to the case. Excusez-moi? Personal connection? Come to think of it, he said the same thing earlier this morning, didn't he? If you don't mind me asking, Professor, did you know the victim? Yes, I did. Oh, God. As you're probably aware, Dr. John H. Wilson was a visiting professor at UMA. And it was I who invited him. Oh, I see. I didn't know that before. Anyway, you're about to go into battle. The victim was a university professor from Great Britain, and a well-known one at that. Naturally, our government is looking to identify and punish the culprit as quickly as possible. But let's not forget who we're going up against. The gentlewoman whose involvement our police bureau went to extraordinary lengths to hide. Yes, and I'm sure the prosecution will be using every tool at their disposal to quash your case. And I have no doubt that you pair will put up a good fight, right to the last. Best of luck. Thank you. Now then, I need you to run an errand at the university at once. There's something I think we may need. Of course. Good luck, Kazuma-sama. Defend it, Naruhodo! Court recess is over. Please make your way back inside the courtroom at once. It's time. Let's get back to it, partner. Let's go in there and deal a decisive blow before these old fossils know what hit them. Kazuma? What? Thank you. Really? What for? For being here, my dear boy. Well, if you hadn't said you believed in me, then I might not be here. I'm fairly sure I'd already have been found guilty by now. Look, I have faith in you. As a lawyer and as a friend. Coming from you, that means a lot. If I'm found guilty in this trial, he's really gonna give up his dream of studying abroad? That's the kind of truth best friend. Oh my god. Best boy right here. So this isn't just my battle anymore. Whoever we're up against, we absolutely cannot afford to lose. Alright then, let's do this. I'll save the thank yous for after the trial. You can treat me to one of those sukiyaki meals I like from Yume Cafeteria on University Street. With an extra large portion, of course. I mean, it's better than paying you to actually be my lawyer. 22nd November, 12:09 p.m., Supreme Court, Adjudicator, Courtroom 2. Why would you start 9 minutes later? After, like, the top of the hour. The court hereby resumes the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Prosecutor Ouchi, have you managed to subpoena the witness?
Yes, Your Excellency. Against all odds. And thanks to a certain young stripling, the prosecution is now under rather painful scrutiny from the government.
Sorry? Let the government scrutinize. That's their job. It's nothing to worry about.
It's highly unlikely that the good relations we form with Great Britain will emerge from this trial unscathed. Will you still think it's nothing to worry about when the new treaty breaks down and our nation's founders?
Flounders. Again? Terribly sorry, but I didn't do anything, so go die in a ditch. If the friendship between our nations is really so fragile, then the treaty isn't worth the paper it's written on. You really have nothing to worry about, Ryunosuke.
What do you mean?
A secret trial, anxiety over some foreign government's opinions, a bungled investigation, missing witnesses. Is this what our nation's justice system is? Is this the Supreme Court of Japan or of England?
Shut up, you jumped-up rookie boy! You and your friend know nothing of the situation our nation finds itself in! By aligning ourselves with a great world power, we'll become strong! Diplomacy has never been more critical!
Okay, someone's upset. Sorry about that, guys. There are dogs. Attention.
Steady political maneuvering is what we secure all our futures. Is what will secure all our futures.
I won't deny that I'm no expert. I'm just a student, and one who could arguably study harder too. But standing here now in our Supreme Court, there is one thing I feel very strongly. A country that fails to uphold the truth of its justice system is a country with no future at all. Well said, Ryunosuke, despite the wide-eyed look of terror.
You little brats!
Thank you, Counsel. This court has the pinnacle of our nation's justice system and exists solely for the pursuance of truth. With that in mind, this trial will now resume with the next witness taking the stand. The visiting student from Great Britain, Miss I was saying it right earlier, now I'm saying it wrong. Giselle Brett.
Yes! Your Excellency!
I still like how he has a top knot and he's so traditionally Japanese. Oh my dear God. That hat lady. That hat.
Well, what a delight it is to welcome such a gentlewoman to Japan, and from such a distant land.
Tea! Someone bring English tea! In England, no discussion takes place without tea! What the hell is wrong with you two? Is that true? No idea.
So, could we possibly trouble you to say your name and occupation for the court?
Of course. I don't think you're the one we're talking to, my dear man. My name is Sotaro Kusunaga. I've been working undercover as the head waiter at the...
Yes, we know about you already.
Inspector Hosonaga, where are your manners? In England, it's always ladies first. Is that true? No idea. More importantly, a little earlier today, you said something to me. You said your powers of observation are the one thing you're sure of. Oh, yes, I think I did, didn't I? Yet your description for this amazing sight was simply a woman? I did not care. My dear man, Kazuma, connect the dots. I did not care. Sorry, Ryunosuke, but powers of observation aside, your powers of description are sorely lacking. Guilty?
So, dear lady, once again, if we may trouble you for your name and occupation, please.
Why the hell do you have to have a mask on? Oh, I can't, oh my god. That's some very accented English, my dear lady. Nobody knows what she said. Dots.
I'm terribly sorry, dear lady, but what?
Oh, and he can speak. They're very much just making it so that you can't actually understand what's being said, because I can't read that at all. The lady says her name is Giselle Brett. Giselle Brett. She comes from London, England. She is a visiting research student, currently enrolled at Yume's medical facility.
Oh my, what a weird treat to hear the dulcet tones of a delightful language of the British people. I'm afraid I don't understand a word you said, but it was as beautiful as a hummingbird song.
As far as I can tell, the detective is translating her words faithfully enough. Yes, I agree. You'll obviously do fine in England, Kazuma. Her English doesn't rally you at all, does it? Nor you. You've clearly been paying attention in your English classes, Ryunosuke. It rallied me because I can't read it. The court thanks the beautiful lady for taking the stand. Now, if we may trouble you to confirm something for us. Miss Brett. Dot. 3 days ago at a restaurant called La Carnival, a grim murder took place. The court has been led to believe that you were dining there with the victim, Dr. Wilson, at the time. Is that correct? It is absolutely correct. God darn. Okay, Hosonaga, there's no way she doesn't actually understand what's going on. I'm not even gonna try. She says yes. That sounded like she said a lot more than just yes. This could take some time. So even though she's studying here in Japan, she can't speak any Japanese? She'd like to apologize for disappearing from the scene. She says that she was due to make a presentation at the university, so she had to leave immediately. Shut up! You hit her! Interesting. You're the one who engineered her escape. I was just following special orders from the Bureau.
Well now, dear lady, would you be so kind as to cast your eyes over to this photographic print? Seeing as you were unfortunately present at the scene of the crime,
Yeah, he's in her freaking chair. Because she was eating there.
could it be that your resplendent eyes caught sight of the wicked perpetrator, perhaps?
Apparently, it was a very frightening and sorrowful sight. Do you mean to say? Yes, it would appear the lady did witness the crime. The very moment when the accused, standing right there in this courtroom, shot the victim in cold blood. I want to hear this goddamn testimony, please? Because I'd like to tear it apart, you loser. Order in the court.
Did you hear that, Your Excellency? Here we have an absolutely conclusive witness statement.
Yeah, and guess what? I'm gonna tear it apart because that's my job. Try again, Aochi. Well, it looks like it's clear now. Clear who our real enemy is. She's the only one that fits the bill. I can't say Kazuma's in the wrong. She's most likely my actual target and the actual one who did the killing. Now we just have to actually, put the pieces together. Unfortunately, I will have to ask you to formally testify, if you please. Kindly tell the court the exact nature of this frightening and sorrowful sight you described. Witness testimony. A frightening and sorrowful sight. I had arranged to meet for a slightly late luncheon with Dr. Wilson that day. The professor was unable to eat, so I ordered for myself only a beef steak. After a while, the accused came over to greet the professor, and they got into a fierce argument. How did nobody else mention an argument? Then, not long afterwards, the accused took the professor's gun and shot him right before my eyes. I don't carry a gun myself, so obviously I couldn't have been the culprit. Excusez-moi. I believe you definitely have a gun. I don't believe you should ever point out I obviously don't have a gun, so I could not have committed the crime. Ryunosuke, we will cross-examine the witness. Let me do my job, my boy.
Objection!
Quiet, you filthy wretch! Look at you, you black-hearted blackguard, and look at this snow-white angel. I'm sure even a dark-minded scoundrel like you can imagine whose words the court is going to believe. Yeah, and I can also imagine that, guess what? I'm gonna prove the fucking truth, so go and die in a ditch, Aoshi. Ugh.
You're still making the same mistakes, Ryunosuke. You mustn't blurt it out when you're goaded like that. That's a lesson you need to learn. Oh, but he's so annoying. Of course, I was at the scene as well. I took statements from this lady and the two witnesses who testified before and reported back to the bureau. It was decided that Miss Brett was not involved, so I left. It was decided. It was decided. Excuse you. You literally faked a crime scene. The testimonies of the two witnesses were completely worthless, however. Well, even so. On the day in question, the lady was wearing the same outfit she is today. As you can see. Excuse you, I see a giant freaking hat and I see a bustle on her back. Bustle on her back that one could totally hide a gun. And guess what? She's in a dress. You can totally hide a gun in your leg in a dress. My dear man, have you ever actually met somebody who wants to conceal a firearm? I would think she could hide a gun almost anywhere in that outfit if she wanted to. Thank you, Ryunosuke.
Listen until the precise location where the witness is to have hidden a weapon can be shown. This is moot.
Fine by me. There are no pockets in my outfit. I have nowhere to hide a gun.
You still have a goddamn hat.
And you still have a bustle, which I think you could easily just put the gun on the top of the bustle. Or on the inside of it, because it's a tie. It would tie around you. Sorry about that. But we're still pressing that second statement. Him translating her first statement. I feel like I can get some more testimony out of it. So, let's go. Those are the witness' own words on the matter. That's ridiculous. If only I was allowed to lift up her dress, I could prove it. Oh my god, Ryunosuke. Don't think about doing anything rash, Ryunosuke. But I didn't fire the gun I picked up. There must have been another gun there that day. Which, guess what, would have totally proven that he didn't shoot that gun. Ah, I wish we had ballistics. Yes, that is what we have to prove now. And to do so, we will need to pull her testimony apart. Oh my god, she smirked. You goddamn evil wench! The defense may now cross-examine the witness. Oh, yes, Your Excellency. Cross-examination. Alright, I want to press yes.
Yes!
Because you did not eat any of that steak. I was unable to eat, you say? And that was because you just had a tooth removed at the Hada Clinic, correct? That's right. You're supposed to actually check with the witness before answering. Was Miss Brett aware of that fact? It seems so, yes. She'd heard that the professor was to have some dental treatment. So that would mean the barely eaten steak was yours. That it was you who ate the steak pictured here. Is that right, Miss Brett? That's right, yes. The print you have there shows the table exactly as it was left after the horrifying events. Exactly as it was left.
Dear me, what a harrowing experience. To have traveled to a distant island on the far side of the world and be embroiled in such a tragic incident. Have no fear, my dear lady. I swear I will crush the evil fiend that has subjected you to this terrible plight.
So the victim, Dr. Wilson, had nothing to eat or drink at all. That's right, other than some carbonated water. Just water. lunch with a glass of water each. They each raised a glass of carbonated water. What do you think, Ryunosuke, about the witness's last statement? It's very meaningful. Because I didn't see any water. Last statement of yours, Miss Brett, has a profound bearing on this case.
Well, how fascinating. Do tell us what this...
I will tell you once she adds it to her testimony, you goddamn liar. The significance of the statement will become apparent when the time is right. Absolutely. The defense calls for the witness's last statement to be formally added to the testimony.
Well, side status counsel.
Very well, Miss Brett. Kindly repeat what you said to be added to your official testimony. Gladly, she said. You are evil. You are goddamn evil. That was brilliant, Kazuma. I'm gonna remember that one. Which one? The significance will become apparent when the time is right. I could really use that phrase. I hope there are some more useful tips that you're picking up from this experience than that, Ryunosuke. I am picking up everything, my dear boy. Alright, we're gonna... Yeah, there's only one glass.
Yes!
That's it! Let me just confirm something, please. It's to do with this photographic print. Just a short while ago, you spoke of this print showing the victim's table at the crime scene. That it was exactly as it was left. That is correct, the lady says. Well, that is... It's odd. Very odd.
Dear me, what's odd at the defense's inability to express itself?
Ryunosuke, what is it about the print that looks odd to you? Well, obviously, it's the cheers.
The cheers.
Miss Brett just told us that she and the professor said cheers over a glass of water. But if that's true, there should be a second glass. There should be two glasses on the table, not one. Ah! You're quite right, Counsel. There's only one glass pictured here.
Objection!
Oh, shut up, Allergy.
Are we supposed to be impressed by this
Shut the hell up. He claimed that this was a perfect representation.
What possible difference does the presence or absence of a glass make in this case?
Objection!
Minuet, you say. Could it be that the detective here removed a glass from the table to conceal the lady's presence? Of course not. I would never do something so reckless. But there should have been two glasses on the table. Or are you gonna try to tell me?
You can clink with only one.
Da 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 da. You're quite right. I suddenly took 2 glasses to the table. Inspector, what did the lady say? It would seem that it was Miss Brett who took the glass from the table. Oh my dear stupid god lady! It was also terrifying in everything that happened. I panicked and thought I should try to hide the fact I'd been there at all, she's saying. Good gracious! Oh, your little act doesn't work with me, babe. Sorry. Sorry.
There, as I assured the court before, this is of no consequence. It is absolutely a consequence.
Oh, please.
We must remember that this student had just murdered the lady's luncheon companion before her very eyes. Who could blame her for concealing a glass or two in a state of disarray?
She tampered with a crime scene. Are you not connecting those goddamn dots, you goddamn idiot? That's absurd.
Oh, really? So do we take it you're now going to accuse her?
It's absurd because she just said she couldn't hide a handgun, and now she could apparently hide a glass. So I'm sorry, she could have had a gun on her. Are you not connecting the dots, you loser? Try again. What? No. This can't be put down to mischief. I'd like to know exactly how the lady took the glass from the scene. Blah, 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 blah. It would seem that she slipped it into a small handbag she was carrying. A handbag, you said? I'd like to see this handbag. Yes, Your Excellency. A small handheld pouch commonly carried by welded women.
So the beautiful lady has graciously explained how and why she removed the glass from the scene now.
She's explained that she had a handbag that she could totally have a gun in. So, I think that proves that she could totally be my culprit.
However, the fact remains that this glass has absolutely no bearing on the case.
It absolutely does, so shut up.
However, the fact remains that this glass has absolutely...
Oh, I already said that. I'm being stupid.
The student has been trying to confuse the court with logical reasoning, but in the end it comes to nothing. No more pretentious accusations. You have wasted enough time already.
Well, shut the hell up and you'll figure it out. You'll figure out exactly what I'm trying to get the point across. Indeed, the lady has offered a satisfactory explanation as to why she removed this glass. I think henceforth we can consider the matter to have no bearing on the case. Counsel for the defense, are you in agreement? Hell no. Well, I don't know really. If you want to pursue this matter further, you're gonna need to show that it has some deeper significance. Yes, you're right. So she took the glass away in her handbag. If there's a deeper significance there, it's the handbag, god darn it. Wait, the lady put the glass in her handbag, you said?
Yes, do try to keep up. It's already been explained to the court that all English gentlewomen carry handbags for small items.
Let me see. A little while ago, Miss Brett stated the following. There are no pockets in my outfit. I have nowhere to hide a gun. But what she forgot to mention was her handbag. Which would be perfectly possible to conceal a gun. You're right! Well done, partner. I had a feeling you'd pick up on that too. Thanks for your trust in my abilities, Kazuma.
What are you insinuating, you vile blackguard?
I'm insinuating that there's a chance she could have been the murderer. So, you can't take her at her 100% word. Sorry, too bad, so sad. See you next week. The gunshot was heard when the defendant picked up the gun from the restaurant floor. As he didn't fire the gun, we can deduce there must have been another firearm at the scene. The true murder weapon, if you will. Because you can't do a freaking ballistic analyst.
You can't seriously be suggesting.
Inspector Hosonaga. Yes? Did you or did you not search Miss Jezebel Brett's handbag on the day of the murder? No, sir, I did not. You have failed as an investigator. I want to strip you of your rank, my dear sir. As I thought. In other words, another gun, the one that was actually used to kill the professor, could have been hidden in Miss Brett's handbag.
No!
Order, order, order!
What is the meaning of this, Inspector?
The meaning of what, Prosecutor Hoichi?
Why on earth did you not have the lady open her handbag to show you the contents at the time? Thanks to your bungling incompetence, now she has to endure these uncomfortable accusations.
Brilliant work, partner. Now we have a chance to expose the real woman behind the mask. You mean the monster behind the mask. Do you think so, Kazuma? Oh, my dear boy, well, you're coughing a lot, my man. Well, what a sorry situation. Clearly you have no faith in the police. I mean, have you seen what just happened in this case? As I said, I did not search the lady's handbag after the shooting. Simply because it was unnecessary. Unnecessary in what way? I ought to thank that student lawyer, really. I have a piece of evidence here that I had completely forgotten about. What the hell do you mean you completely forgot about it? This photographic print. She still could have hidden the gun anyway. What's on his hand? What's on his hand? What's on his hand? But see, if you took this, you knew she took the glass. So why the hell were you pretending like you didn't know she took the glass? This print is a photograph that I had thought would be prudent to take immediately after the shooting. As you can see, it clearly shows Miss Brett's handbag. Well, I never! You can see right through to what's inside! That's right. Apparently, meshwork bags like these are the height of fashion in London at the moment. So the contents are clearly visible. Exactly. So there was no need to search the lady's handbag. If there had been a gun inside, it would have been immediately obvious. Ah! She still had a gun. Stop lying to my face. She still had a gun. As you can see, there's nothing to imply Miss Brett's guilt here. There's a lot to imply her guilt here. Oh, that smile. Honey, I'm gonna destroy you. Thank you for helping prove that, son. I will destroy you, my dear man. Inspector Hosonaga, you will submit that print as evidence as once. Certainly, Your Excellency. The photograph of the handbag has been entered into the court record. I think you've had long enough to cross-examine the counsel. I would like to look at this picture and point out that hand. Aw, they're not gonna let me do it. Look at that. No, I have not. Please let me continue, Your Honor. The court has now been shown considerable evidence. As the photographic print just submitted to the court record appears to have no further significance. I am satisfied that there are no longer any room for doubt on this matter, and I must make my ruling. Hell no! Hell no! You ain't making any ruling right now, my dear man. Okay? No rulings until I figure out what oh. We're glitching again. We were doing so well, now we're glitching.
That the pathetic rookie slumped over the bench before us is the only possible perpetrator of the crime.
I am not. No. Just when I thought I was beginning to turn things around. I'm in the worst situation than I was at the start. Kazuma? Kazuma, I might need a little bit of encouragement over here, my dear man. I mean, I'm not. I'm going to totally point to the victim's arm. Wait a minute. Oh, wait. Hold on. Okay, that was his arm. Oh, it's a burn from the plate. It's that. That's what's on his hand. Oh. And nobody heard him like yell that he got burnt, so oh, he had to have been dead to get that. Oh, darn it. I'm connecting dots, people. I'm sorry, Ryunosuke. No, don't. Now the cross-examination of the witness is over. There's no way to force the trial. I will force it to continue. Don't give up on me, my dear boy. What? You mean this is it? Da.
I must say you put up quite a fight. For a rookie student, but the weak are meat while the strong eat. You were wasting your time. There's no way to defeat true justice.
This ain't true justice, and I will freaking own you.
A fact you can chew on to your heart's content from inside your cell.
This can't be happening. Am I really going to be found guilty of a crime I didn't commit? And Kazuma. His dream of going to study in Great Britain will slip through his fingers. Kazuma. What? Why is it doing that? Is there really no chance of turning this trial around? You heard the judge. There's nothing about that last photograph the detective produced that we can contest. I mean, I think there is. Which means there's no basis we can argue the trial to continue. Very well, I will now proceed immediately to the ruling. You will not. We are not done here, my dear man.
It seems we will be able to report to the British government on time after all.
The smug little Ryunosuke Naruhodo, having considered all the evidence placed before me.
Yes!
Why do you keep saying yes, my dear boy? Wait, Your Excellency. Ryunosuke, I am going to point out I am going to win this, you guys. I don't think you can rule on this case yet.
Objection!
Oh, shut up! This amateurishness is getting tedious. When His Excellency deems the trial over, he gives his ruling. That is the most basic protocol of the courtroom.
Yes!
Your Excellency, just a moment ago you said this. As the photographic print just submitted appears to have no further significance. There is no longer any room for doubt in this matter, and I must make my ruling. Now that means that if there was a problem with the evidence, some significant detail, I mean, we have a problem, then the ruling of this case at this time would be out of question.
Objection!
Oh, shut up with your stupid objections!
This is a blatant straw clutching. Look at this photographic print. All it shows is the handbag the gentlewoman was carrying on the day in question. There can be no problem with this evidence.
Da 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 da. You better know what you're doing, Ryunosuke. I know exactly what I'm doing. I understand your objection, counsel. Certainly the new evidence submitted by the detective has not undergone the court's scrutiny. However, I fail to see how we can glean any new information from this handbag.
Ha! My thoughts exactly. Really, the prosecution is becoming tired of this rookie's desperate wheezes.
Yes, I am desperate, but this isn't a wheeze. I'm gonna destroy you. There's something about this photograph which just doesn't seem right. If only I could put my finger on it. Very well, I will grant the defense one final opportunity. What do you mean one final opportunity? I haven't to screw up once, my dear boy. My man, my dear judge.
What?
But be warned that if I am unsatisfied by your response here, the trial will be over with immediate effect. Do I make myself clear? Yes, Your Excellency. So, take another look at the photographic print Inspector Hosonaga submitted before. You will identify through the court where in this print we see the significant detail to which you have alluded.
Yes!
Look at this here. There's a very unusual mark on the victim's wrist. That is true. Like, you need me to connect dots? You need me to connect the dots? It looks almost like a burn of some description. That's right, Brett. You know what I'm doing. You know what I found.
Objection!
Dear me, I was pondering what new piffle you would come out with. A burn, you say, on the victim's wrist. Clearly that has nothing whatsoever to do with the magnificent lady's handbag.
Yeah, but it has to. Yes, that is a burn mark, right. Well, thank you for telling me it's a burn. Go on, Inspector. The police coroner also noted that he was performing the post-mortem examination. It was deemed unrelated to the cause of death, so he didn't note it in his report.
What did I tell you? In any case, we have no idea when the do we? And no possible way of knowing either.
We absolutely can tell that it had to happen this very goddamn day, my dear. The more I look at it, the more I find myself intrigued by the curious shape of this mark. However, as Prosecutor Aoichi points out, unless a firm connection to the case can be shown, I cannot allow any further time to be spent on the precise details of this burn. I will connect them. Do not worry, Judge. Excuse me, Your Excellency. It would seem Miss Brett has a lunch appointment with the Dean and other university staff. Hell no, she stays. You don't get to run away, lady. She would like to know if she may be excused from the stand now. No, not until after I point out this burn mark. You ain't making your appointment, hon.
Oh, of course, dear lady. We shan't hold you up any longer. I'm quite sure His Excellency is about to give his final ruling anyway.
I'm allowed to point out things, so shut the hell up, Aoichi. What's your thinking on this, Ryunosuke? Do you believe that this burn does have something to do with the case? To be honest, I'm not really sure. But if I don't keep pushing, then it's all over, and this is the one point I got. So I was thinking I should keep digging and digging, in hope that I might uncover something useful. Yes, you're right. I am. If we can just link that burn to the case. If we can do that, we might be able to prise the shutting door back open again. Thank you, Kazuma. Love you, my dear boy.
Just give up, Counsel. You can't possibly hope to do that.
Indeed, excuse you! Excuse you! I have evidence, so shut up. But if we had evidence that irrefutably linked the burn on the victim's wrist to the case, then you would allow it? I would, yes. To tell the truth, I hadn't noticed that burn. But as soon as you pointed it out, what I did notice was the color draining from Miss Brett's face. Really? I have to find some link between that burn and the case. I know exactly what to do, Ryunosuke, so shut up. Yeah, deep breaths, my dear boy. Deep breaths. This is the moment of truth. It's time to find some evidence that proves what that burn really means. So then, the defense will now present its evidence to the court. The evidence that demonstrates an inextractable connection between the victim's burn and this trial. What the hell kind of word is inextractable? That just sounds like a stupid word. Oregon, it's the crime scene photo, as I pointed out earlier.
Yes!
What's this, Counsel? Yet another print? I have very limited evidence, Your Honor. Yes, Your Excellency, I believe photographic prints are an amazing invention. When we humans look at a scene, we miss things. But in the photograph, things we may have overlooked at the time are recorded forevermore.
Do hurry up, Rookie. What are you trying to say? To inconvenience this poor lady any further would really be inexcusable.
Actually, we may need you to stay with us a little longer if you don't mind, Miss Brett. Dots. You see, it's very clearly visible in this other photograph. How did the victim come to have that unusually shaped burn on his wrist? The reason is recorded here forevermore. What? How?
Objection!
Shut up!
You can't fool me with your little bluffs, boy. If that's your game, then let's see how it plays out. Show the court what exactly you mean.
Fine by me.
What is it in this photograph that explains the reason for the victim's burn?
Are you really that dumb that you're not, like, connecting the dots the minute you see it?
Yes!
The beefsteak?
Actually, the point is the metal plate the steak was served on. The plate? Ah!
Your Excellency, are you all right?
He connected the dots faster than you poor pathetic loser. As you can see, there's an emblem on the plate. I would guess that's some sort of trademark of La Carnival. Ah! The emblem on the plate and the victim's burn are exactly the same shape. Ah! Ryunosuke, you genius! Aren't I just a wonderful detective? Aren't I just a wonderful attorney? You're spot on. Which means the victim must have suffered this burn while he was present at the restaurant.
Objection!
But even if that is the case, we can't know if it happened on the day in question or not. It could have been the day before, or the day before that. It most likely happened at some other unrelated time.
Well, no, it happened here.
Objection!
I love you, cousin. Sadly, Prosecutor Aoichi, the chances of that are extremely slim. Thanks.
Why?
The outline of the burn is clearly discernible. Such a serious injury would have caused quite a commotion in the restaurant. Wouldn't you agree, Inspector Hosonaga? I can't imagine having missed such a terrible disaster, certainly.
But...
I would say, looking at the picture of the burn, that it wasn't suffered very long ago. And although it's not particularly a large burn, it's extremely well defined, just as the defense pointed out. This was no mild burn, that's for sure. Can you be more specific, Inspector? Well, let's see. If the plate was at around 90 degrees centigrade, a burn like that would have taken around 3 seconds. It's inconceivable that the victim wouldn't have let out a scream of pain then. I've been investigating at the restaurant for several weeks, but I have not heard anyone scream at all. As the head waiter of La Carnival, I can testify to that without hesitation.
But you're a detective, not a waiter!
Yes!
There you have it! Something isn't right here! As the detective said, anyone who burnt themselves on a piping hot plate for 3 whole seconds would scream in pain. There's no question of that. And yet Inspector Hosonaga never heard the professor scream. Not on that day or any day before. That's right. And the strange thing is, on the day he was shot, I didn't hear him cry out either. What are you suggesting? Well, if the professor had carelessly laid his wrist on the plate for anything like 3 seconds that day, that would be beyond careless, I think, Counsel. Then the rest of us are in the restaurant, myself, the sergeant, and the old antique dealer. All of us would, without any question, have heard him scream. Wouldn't you agree, Prosecutor Aoichi?
Well, yes, I suppose.
So the question is, why didn't a single person hear Dr. Wilson scream? Because he was already dead. I almost don't believe it. Ryunosuke, do you think? My dear man was already dead! Can it really be true? I never dreamt we'd arrive at a conclusion like this, but I'm starting to think that maybe we've been led into a terrible trap. There's only one explanation I can think of to make sense of this apparent impossibility. On the day in question, when he suffered the burn to his wrist, Dr. Wilson was already dead. already deceased. No man could remain silent while his wrist was burning on a piping hot plate for 3 whole seconds. That's clearly impossible, apart from the one particular situation. Counsel, are you suggesting? Yes, it's only possible if the man was already dead.
Already?
Dead? She's like, God freaking damn it, you're ruining my plans. Knowing what we know now, it's the only possible explanation. When the beefsteak was brought to Dr. Wilson's table that day, the professor was already dead.
That's madness!
Order, please, counsel! Explain this absurd notion at once! The victim was killed by a gun. No, you can't say that. We don't perform autopsies.
That's right! That's absolutely right, Your Excellency. This is just another ridiculous ploy by the rookie student. But clearly he has no grasp of the facts.
Objection!
No, Prosecutor Aochi, it's you who has no grasp of the facts.
I beg your pardon?
As soon as it became apparent that the victim had suffered that burn while at the restaurant, this whole case was turned upside down. Or have you not grasped that yet? Your Excellency, the court must hear from this witness again. If it's true, as we now believe, that the victim was already dead before the gunshot was heard, it is highly likely that Miss Brett knows something about it. It's highly likely that Miss Brett did the killing. I already know she's the killer, but... Lady, stop hiding! If you smirk at me again, I'm going to die. Incredible. I certainly didn't anticipate this twist of events. I'm sorry to say, Miss Brett, that you will have to forget your luncheon engagement.
But, Your Excellency!
The justice system in our country may be in its infancy, but rest assured, all reasonable doubt must be dispelled before I am prepared to pass judgment. Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you. Oh, thank you. I'm going to destroy you, lady. Don't you dare smirk at me. I'm gonna kill you. What was that smile? What kind of sick, disgusting tactic are you doing now? Yes, of course. I mean, I'd be delighted to help. Especially if it helps relations between my country and yours. Oh my freaking, you lying!
Miss Brett, you speak Japanese?
Well, of course I do. I'm studying in your country after all. But then, why have you been speaking through an interpreter until now? My mother tongue, the Queen's English, is the most refined and elegant language in the world. As a gentleman, I try to avoid speaking in a vulgar tone as much as possible. Wow! That's so insulting! Da 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 da. Da 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 da. But it seems the men of this land possess none of the chivalrous virtues of English gentlemen. So I can see that I shall have to lower myself to communicating with you all on your own level.
Oh, well, you are are the epitome of a true English gentlewoman. We are truly honored by this lavish consideration you so graciously afford us.
I see. In that case, Miss Brett, I will now ask you to testify in your own words about the events leading up to the death of the victim, Dr. Wilson.
I just want to say Watson.
I really just want to say Watson, and I know why. So, we're finally gonna hear her own words on the matter. Things are getting interesting, Ryunosuke. Yeah, you gave up, and I turned it around. Unfortunately, I have no idea when the poor man bent his wrists like that. When the waiter brought my steak, the professor and I raised our glasses and toast. As far as I've heard, the post-mortem report shows no other possible cause of death besides the gunshot. Because they weren't looking for anything. It's not an autopsy. If there's some other way a man's life can be taken without leaving a trace, please do show me.
I mean, you could have poisoned him? You really could have poisoned him, and that would more explain why you took the glass.
But of course, this country's inferior investigative techniques probably wouldn't pick up on it anyway. That most captivating and beautiful testimony will go down in the Supreme Court's history. Thank you. What captivating? What are you on, Judge? Easy does it. I hope that's the last time I will have to sully my lips with the coarse tones of your unbecoming tongue. Oh, forgive me. I do hope I haven't insulted anyone. Absolutely, you've insulted everybody. You're going down, lady.
Not at all, not at all. It's a delight merely to hear you speak, dear lady. And it seems very clear from your testimony that this boorish talk of the victim's burn is utterly irrelevant.
I will be speaking to your country's Minister of Justice about what has happened here today.
The Minister of Justice?
May that irritating little bully of a student be given the harshest punishment possible. Excuse you. I get to cross-examine you, so stop thinking you can run away. Amen. Huh? Thanks? What was that, a prayer then? Well, you'll have to forgive the irritation, Miss Brett, and put up with a cross-examination now. I'm sorry, you think I'm letting you get away? I expect you noticed this little bully of a student, as you put it. Doesn't miss much. Kazuma, I love you, my boy. I love you, Kazuma. I'm sure I don't need to remind you, Counselor, this will be your final cross-examination in this trial. It's not. Go die in a pit, dear judge. This ain't gonna be my final cross-examination. It's just one. If you fail to demonstrate any problems with this witness's testimony, I will be ruling on the case immediately. Is that clear? Crystal clear, my judgy boy. Yes, Your Excellency. Then you may proceed with the cross-examination. Yep, just gonna have to press the last statement. I feel like if I press it, the detective will react.
Yes!
Inferior? What do you mean by that? In the lands of the Great British Empire, the police store everything found in a crime scene for later examination. But in this country, you investigate once and that's the end of it, isn't that so?
Quite right. La Carnival is open for business as usual today, just days after the incident.
Exactly, which means that even if the investigation is incorrect,
Wait.
vital evidence may be lost. I'm gonna question him. It doesn't even occur to your naive detectives to try and preserve the crime scene. I'm trying to be as tactful about this as I can, you understand?
Ah, killer blow. The lady is as formidable as she is beautiful.
Amazing. He's actually admitting our police may be flawed. Perhaps the prosecutor out she is finally starting to see sense. I very much doubt that. Still, there's something about what Miss Brett just said. There was a moment before when something didn't quite seem right. Yeah, Hosonaga reacted. I need to question him. What do you think, Ryunosuke? I think it's going terribly. No matter how much I press her, I'm not turning up. Ryunosuke, shut up. Yes, as I suspected, she's a tough witness. We need to find a way to break her testimony, or the cross-examination will be over. Technically, I'm cross-examining two people, so I will go get my detective. But that would mean I have to find a way. There must be some clue somewhere to help us find the chink in her armor. Kazuma? What, Ryunosuke? There is one thing I noticed. Something that's been bothering me. Bothering me? You mean about Miss Brett? Actually, no. About the person standing next to her, Inspector Hosonaga. The detective? Yes, he seemed to react a little strangely to Miss Brett's last statement. I was wondering if it might be significant, if it might present an opening. All right, I have an idea. Try pressing her on that last statement one more time. If you think so, but this time, instead of targeting the woman herself, let's see what we can get out of the detective. All right then. I wonder what Kazuma's thinking. I'll find out soon enough, I suppose, once I press Miss Brett on her last statement again. Yeah, not the statement I'm looking for, not the statement I'm looking for, not the statement I'm looking for.
Yes!
Inferior.
Wait.
Yes, there it is again. The detective's reaction is just the same as before. Why? Up until now, the detective has been in the stand with Miss Brett as her interpreter. But things are very different now. For this testimony, the detective is just listening to what the Englishwoman has to say. This could be a golden opportunity. What do you mean? When people are actually testifying, they're usually very careful not to let anything slip. However, when they're listening to someone else speak, you'll find they often let their guard down. You're right. Look at him. He's lost his own thoughts. It's time to pursue the man and his train of thought. Sorry, pursue? I'll explain how to do it now, Ryunosuke. It's all you do with the Venus marker. What marker? At the moment, we're focused on Miss Brett, who's the person actually making the current statement. But by moving the marker left and right with them, turn your attention to other people on the stand. While you're looking at the other witnesses, you'll be able to pursue them with A. You can catch the person at just the right time, you might uncover some new information to pursue. If you ever notice a strange atmosphere amongst people on the stand, take a good look around. Alright then, so first I should move the marker across and focus on the detective. on his mind. Here we go.
Wait.
I'm trying.
Excuse me.
What the? What's the meaning of this? I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to shock you. He really was lost in his thoughts, deeply. It looked like you were thinking something just now, Inspector. Perhaps having heard what the lady next to you had to say. If there's something you'd like to say, please share it with the court.
Objection!
Excuse you, he's on the stand with her. I'm allowed to question them both.
What is the meaning of this? It's the delightful English woman who's testifying at the moment. If you can't find fault with her testimony, then the cross-examination should be over immediately.
Oh, is that how it works? Absolutely not. The detective is on the stand. He's in the stand. I think you mean on, my dear Kazuma, because in doesn't really make sense. I mean, I guess he's also in, but it just doesn't sound right, which makes him a valid witness. Yes, not to mention the fact that he's intimately involved in the case. Inspector Hosonaga? Yes? Do you have something to add in relation to the statement just made by Miss Brett? Da 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 da. Well, yes, if you don't mind. I would like to speak. She's like, what the hell do you want to speak on, my dear man? What could you possibly have against what I just said? The lady is right. Our country's police practices are not as modern as those used in Great Britain. Which is why I, Satoru Hosonaga, always strive to make every investigation I'm involved with flawless. What do you really mean by that? What exactly do you mean? I'll tell you what I mean. I won't have evidence lacking on my watch. I'm not afraid to take everything I can from the scene of the crime, preserving evidence, as you say. I don't care if they call me a crime scene thief. I'm not ashamed of what I've done. A crime scene thief? Well, it looks like the lady's remarks touched a nerve there. Take this, for example. That's right, lady! Somebody stole your carbonated water. Is that... This is the bottle of carbonated water that I took to the victim's table on the day in question. And yes, it's lost all of its fizz, having been opened 3 days ago. But it was carbonated water. I don't care what anyone says. Yes, there's some left in the bottle. I can see it. One day our police force will be among the best in the world. Quite. The time is coming, I guarantee it. I can't say I condone the witness's actions, but I do understand the sentiment. The court will accept this glass bottle of water as evidence. The carbonated water bottle has been entered to the court record. Can I examine said bottle before we do anything? So this carbonated water is the last drink Dr. Wilson ever had. Looks like there's a little left in the bottle, although it's just plain water now. You know, I've been swaying so much, I'm don't you goddamn dare. No, Ryunosuke, you can't do that. For one thing, that's evidence. You can't go drinking evidence. Oh no, you're right. We don't know what might be inside, do we? You never cease to amaze me, Ryunosuke, in more ways than one. I wonder, could there be anything in this water? What's the matter? You've gone quiet all of a sudden. I think I might have just worked something out. An interesting possibility. Miss Brett, can you confirm this is indeed the bottle from which you drank on the day of the victim's death? Yes, that was the bottle. What was that about? She seemed to avert her eyes when she answered the judge's question. Very well, counsel, you may resume the cross-examination. Yep, I know exactly where I'm going with this. And the inspector will kindly control his fervor. Ahem. I think you poisoned him. So let's go with
Yes!
What is this? The bottle of water? Actually, there's one method of killing a man without leaving a trace that comes to mind. And you know exactly what I'm talking about, don't you? Obviously, I'm referring to poison.
Poison?
On the day of his death, we know that Dr. Wilson drank from this bottle of carbonated water. Could it be that there was poison inside? Could it be that the professor actually died after taking a sip from his glass? It explains why she would have stolen a glass from the scene of the crime. And on that day, who was sitting at the same table as the professor and able to slip the poison into his drink? There's only one person who could have possibly done it. Jezebel Brett. It was you.
Objection!
Oh, shut up!
This is outrageous! To suggest such a thing without a scrap of evidence! You little rookie imbecile! Have you even considered the delicate situation our country finds itself in now? Have you forgotten that we only have just signed an accord of friendship with the British Empire? Have you even the vaguest inkling in your rash accusations could jeopardize the entire country?
Well, seeing as how I'm making these as true accusations based on the evidence that's been provided and the facts that I didn't commit the murder, and someone was at the table the entire time with the victim to have committed a murder, I think I'm just fine.
Objection!
This is not a political arena. This is a trial to determine one individual's guilt with respect to one crime.
What?
The fact is that this woman is British makes no difference. We are here to determine the truth. If I may.
I will silence you forever for this.
Oh, dear Lord. It is you who should be silent.
Of course. Dear lady.
Where did that come from? She just snapped. I'm afraid I may have spoken unfairly before. I offer my most humble apologies. I'm sorry, my lady, what are you referring? I described your police force as inferior. But no matter how inferior they may be, you still investigated this particular point thoroughly, I believe. The bottle, I mean, Inspector, and whether or not it contained poison or not. Of course. And I still want that glass from your handbag. You did? Have you forgotten what my guiding principle is already? I strive for a flawless investigation every time. I don't believe it. Naturally, we tested the inside of the bottle and its contents. And what did you find, Inspector? I ordered tests for every toxin that's available in this country at present time. You can find no trace of poison in any description in the carbonated water, Your Excellency. What? Are you sure? The tests were meticulously carried out by the chief coroner himself. No! I'm very grateful to all you Japanese. You've successfully established my complete innocence in this horrid affair. No we have not. Shut up and let me continue my job. Thank you.
But of course, dear lady, the pleasure was all ours.
I am going to kill her. I was so sure. This can't be right. Everything falls into place if he was poisoned. Thank you, counsel. I think that cross-examination has clarified everything. As the prosecution have asserted, the shot to the chest from this gun is the only conceivable cause of death. Again, how do you prove that he was shot with that gun? Is that gun missing a bullet? I'm gonna laugh if they didn't check that. Furthermore, the accused, who by his own admission was holding this weapon, is the only possible culprit. I'm done for. The court wishes to apologize for the great inconvenience it has caused you, Miss Brett. Oh no, I'm just glad the matter is resolved. It has not been resolved. God darn it. Before proceeding, I must ask counsel for the defense. Do you have any further new evidence presented to the court at this point? Kazuma? I'm sorry, Ryunosuke. I have nothing more. Well, if you'll excuse me now, I really must be leaving. Alright, we need somebody to come in and save our tush. Hold it! Thank God. Please wait. Isn't that... What is the meaning of this? Forgive me for intruding on the court proceedings, Your Excellency. Susato Mikotoba, Judicial Assistant to the Defense. Mikotoba? In my darkest hour, with nowhere left to go, she appeared like a bolt of lightning. And in her hand, she carried a small package, wrapped in a furoshiki cloth. And there we go. That is the end of part 2 of episode 2. Thank you all so much for joining me. I should have part 3 out hopefully later today. If not today, it will be out first thing tomorrow morning. I'm really excited to, one, finish this case and move on to the next case. The first 2 cases of this are so... This introductory case in particular is not my favorite because of how long it takes. But I want to meet Herlock. I want to meet Herlock. That's where we have to get. We have to meet Herlock and then we're okay. We can move on with our lives. But anyway, guys, thank you all for joining me. I'll catch you all on the flip side. Bye, everybody.